and welcome back to the channel. This I'm going to bring you a quick review of, this is my Synology. This is a DS420 Plus, and this is a 4-bay NAS, and I kind of wanted to go through a 2-year review of it. I just did a video on cleaning it out, so I thought it'd be a good time to kind of get a review up of it. So a reason why I got this is because I started taking photos of our family, toddlers. We have 2 kids now, and for storage we were paying about $20 a month for our photo storage, and I believe we have about 1 terabyte of actual photos now that we have between our wedding and all our kids and family stuff. That's about how much we have, and I just got tired of paying it, and I've had this for about 2 years now, and it has 4 terabyte Schiit Iron Wolf drives in it. So we have a total of 12 in here, but I have it in a, I think, a RAID 10. So essentially one of these drives can die at any time and you just replace it and all your data is still intact. And we have about 9 terabytes here of total data we can actually use. So a few things about your own, I didn't do a very good job of cleaning this because the front of that is still pretty dirty, about it. Investing in these is you can get 2-bay, 5-bay, and 10-bay are the most common, and they vary in price. So total here, I also have a SanDisk or an SSD, an NVMe 970 Evo Plus SSD in there. I don't know if it's NVMe, probably not, but that's just kind of like a cache for transferring data. It wasn't very expensive, so that's the reason why I got it. So I probably have about $800 to $1,000 here, which sounds a little bit crazy when it comes to investing in just a storage solution, but this is really a kind of an in-game storage solution. So I wanted to not pay the $20 or whatever we were paying for Apple for data storage, or you could use like Google Drive or Google One, I think what it's called now. There's plenty of data places to Dropbox, plenty of places where you can store your photos at, but we wanted an in-home solution for that. So this is what we got. We still do store a few of our photos on in the cloud just because they're precious photos we don't want to lose, but for majority of them we just store them on here, mainly because it's got that RAID 10 setup. So the reason why we bought this is because we didn't want to pay that, and we wanted a more 10 to plus year solution. So we have 1 terabyte on here now, and I don't think we're gonna have to worry about getting into the 9 for a foreseeable future. So we should be good there. I did the Synology route because I've read good things about their actual setup, and their software to use has been pretty easy so far. It works well with Mac, and we had a Windows PC before, and it worked pretty well. So that's why we went with the Synology. There's other brands out there to go with. Go with whichever one works for you and whichever one's most cost effective. But we haven't had any issues with it. We had one issue where I cleaned it and I started it back up and it said one of the drives failed. But the troubleshooting online said to turn it off, take the drive out, inspect it, make sure there's no debris in any of the connectors here on the back. I did that and it turned right back on. I didn't have any issues with it. So that's the only hiccup we've had with it. Over the past 2+ years. We've had it a little over 2 years now, so I would highly recommend this for anyone looking to have any type of long-term storage solution. If you need more, you can get higher capacity drives, and we've also had good luck with these Seagate Iron Wolf NAS drives. They were recommended. If you go to the Synology website, for whatever NAS you have, it has a list of drives that they consider can be compatible, so these are the ones we went. But there's like Seagate, Western Digital, I think there's some Samsung ones on there also that you could go with, but we just went with these mainly because these were the cheapest. I think if you bought 4, you got 10% off. It was a weird Amazon deal, but that's how we got that. And we haven't had any issues. It's not the fastest machine out there when it comes to transferring data, but I haven't had any issues that have came across with that. Transferring like 400 to 500 photos at a time here or there. Usually I do shorter amounts, but I have done that before. It runs extremely cool. It gets very dusty, but I think that's probably mainly a everybody's server thing, but it does get very dusty, so you gotta clean it out every 6 months. But that's it. I would still recommend this for anybody. Even if you do a 2-bay, I would probably jump up and spend the money for a 4-bay, especially if you're gonna do this long term. I assume this will last for at least 10+ years. These drives may die as it ages, but It also has like a Synology backup, so if more than one die, like if a couple die, you can kind of reconstruct your RAID setup. So I've been really happy with it. The Synology website's a little complicated with the setup, but once you get it set up, it's kind of fine. Just don't forget your passwords. That would be my big recommendations. But that's it. If you could spend $700 to or $500 to $1,000, depending on what you're getting into, I would go the 4-bay route and get which brand works for you. I don't think there's any recommended brand that's better than the other. If you take care of it, there's always a failure point in electronics, so just keep that in mind. So that's it. Happy with it. Recommend it, especially if you do a lot of photos. If you do a lot of videos, you probably need a larger solution. But that's it. Have a good rest of the day, weekend. If you have any questions, leave them below, and I'll see you guys next time.